Some people don't leave because they stopped caring. They leave because caring feels dangerous, because somewhere deep down, waiting to be abandoned feels worse than walking away on their own. So they choose the pain they can control instead of the pain that might surprise them. 1. Leaving first can feel safer. For some people, leaving first is not about being cold. It's about self-protection. If they've learned that closeness can turn into disappointment, distance starts to feel safer than hope. So instead of waiting to see whether someone will pull away, lose interest, or change, they end the connection first. Not because they feel nothing, but because they feel too much. In that moment, leaving can create the illusion of control. And when someone is deeply afraid of rejection, control can feel like emotional survival. 2. The real fear. Underneath. What often sits underneath this pattern is not indifference, it's fear. Fear of abandonment. Fear of vulnerability. Fear of needing someone and then losing them. Sometimes this comes from earlier experiences where love felt inconsistent, unpredictable, or hard to trust. When someone has been hurt, dismissed, or emotionally let down enough times, their mind may start preparing for loss even when loss hasn't happened yet. They're not always reacting to the present moment. Sometimes they're reacting to old pain that still feels unfinished. 3. Why closeness can trigger distance. This is why people like this often pull away when things start getting real. The closer the bond becomes, the more they have to lose. And for someone who associates intimacy with risk, closeness can feel less like comfort and more like exposure. They may start reading into small changes. A delayed text, a different tone, a little less attention. And once doubt enters the picture, they may emotionally retreat before the other person has even done anything clearly wrong. To outside people, it may seem confusing, but internally, it often feels like getting out before the fall. 4. The hidden cost of leaving. First, the problem is leaving first may protect them from rejection in the short term, but it can also block the very connection they long for. Because real trust is built by staying long enough to experience consistency. And if someone always leaves at the first sign of uncertainty, they never get the chance to learn that not every connection ends the same way. So the pattern that protects them from pain can also keep them stuck in loneliness. 5. Staying is the hard part. People who leave first are not always running from love. Sometimes they're running from what love stirs up inside them, and healing often begins with noticing that pattern, with realizing that fear is making the decision, not always reality. Because sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is not leave first. It's to stay present long enough to find out that being cared for does not always end in being left behind.